the children. Everything you're doing right now is for your current lifestyle. That's why we get up and go to work every day, or we own a business every day to maintain your current lifestyle. Well, here's the challenge. One day you're not going to want to work. So what happens when one day you don't want to work anymore is that you have to have some assets that are in place so that when you stop working, your assets continue the lifestyle that you have amassed for yourself. Now, working a job is supposed to take care of both objectives, your current and future. But the reality is very few people are even thinking about the future because they can barely meet the current. You see? So what you have to do at some point is say to yourself, man, all right, if I'm struggling and I'm working right now, companies don't pay you more when you stop working. At some point when you stop working, your income is going to decline if you don't do something today to start preparing for that. So what we do is we show you the 4 challenges that keep most people from hitting their 2 objectives. You see, there are 4 things keeping people struggling financially right now. If you understand these 4 things, when you see them, you can recognize them. And then guess what? You can start working around those things. The first thing that keeps your money from growing, or the first thing that keeps you from hitting your 2 goals, is called inflation. Write that down, inflation. Inflation means the value of the dollar drops every single day because the cost of living goes up every single day. So in other words, business owners control how much things cost. That's why people love this country. It's called free enterprise, right? At any given day, you can increase your prices. You guys remember when Netflix was $8 or $7.99? And then you got a little email that said, we're going up to $9.99. And people said, no big deal. We love Netflix. Well, they made an extra like $360 million that year by increasing it by $2. You see? So inflation helps big business, but it hurts the little guy. But if you don't pay attention to it, you don't see it because it's always small. But when you add the fact that gas, $20 today in your car doesn't go where $20 took you 15 years ago. $20 used to fill you up. Now $20 takes you to a quarter if you're lucky. You're almost embarrassed to walk in and say, let me get a 20. You see what I'm saying? Because the value's dropping. So your dollar doesn't get as much gas. Your dollar doesn't get as many groceries. Your dollar doesn't get as much health care. Your dollar doesn't get as many clothes. You see? So when you add it all together, the same money you were making 10 years ago is actually less 10 years later, even though the numerical figure is the same. We call that the silent income killer. That's inflation. You have to put your money in things that outpace inflation if you ever want to meet your 2 financial objectives. Now, here's the second thing, taxes. Now, we're not talking about tax evasion. We're talking about tax minimization, okay? You go to jail for tax evasion. What we're saying is pay less taxes. Think about it. A third of your income leaves in taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, property taxes, sales taxes, alarm taxes, local taxes, liquor taxes. Everything gets taxed. So when you think about it, a third of your income goes away in just one of the taxes, which is your income taxes. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. You work for the government for a third of the year. From January to April, you work for the federal government if you have a W-2 because they take a third of your income. So if you make $50,000, the government takes 18, you only take home 32. So what happens is in order to get back up to 50, you run into the third challenge, which is debt. See, here's a good note for you guys. Taxes cause debt. If the government didn't take so much off the top, you wouldn't borrow so much off the bottom. So they set this country up where the banks get you in the backside, the government gets you on the front side, and you do what I call struggle in the middle. You see? So if the government takes 18,000 off your 50,000, you're trying to get back up to 50. So what do we do? Put it on a credit card. What do? Put it on pay a mortgage. We do a car note. We do a student loan. And then you grow up thinking that debt is perfectly fine. You see? It's just a way of life. Don't worry about it. Put it on a credit card. We can get a student loan. We can pay it back. And then the job you get doesn't cover the student loan that you got 4 years ago. Then inflation ate into the money that you make, but interest rates are way higher. Don't get me started. All right? So you're making less money. The debt is much higher. The job isn't paying as much. So now we send our kids to school to get in the same system. Right when you made your final student loan payment, the cycle starts all over again. Now, I'm not knocking school. I'm not knocking education. I'm just telling you how this works. Debt is a curse. Remember, a sin is something you do. A curse is something that was done to you. Debt can leave your family in financial bondage. You got to get that debt. I mean, It's unbelievable when you understand what banks do to you and how much money they make off your lack of knowledge. So we're going to fix all that today. I'm telling you, over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to change your whole life financially. Now, problem number 4 is big business. So we got inflation, the dollar's going down, taxes eating up your check off the top, debt kicking you in the butt, and you wonder why you don't have any money left to invest. Then you got big business. Big business spends billions of dollars to help you make a decision to give you their money, give them your money, which is your future. You see, never lose sight of what we're talking about here. We're talking about why people don't have enough money to invest. The colors they use, the music they use in the commercials, the actors and actresses in the commercials, the time of day the commercials are played, everything is designed for you to give big business your money. Like I make it a point, I don't go in Best Buy but once a quarter. And I'm financially disciplined. And I make a lot of money. But I don't care how bad you are or who you think you might be. You walk into Best Buy and something just screams, buy me. You got to get something. A microphone, a headset, a CD, a new hard drive, a flat screen, a home theater, a speaker. So you know what? I just keep my little butt out of Best Buy because it works. It pulls you in. Everything looks so great, sounds so good, and you just have to have it at your house. So big business has a way of getting your money. That's why it's called big business. So I said, you know what? When I change my finances, I can afford anything I want right now, but I still stay disciplined enough to say, you know what? They're not going to rob me of my future. Investing comes first, big business, taxes and debt, and inflation comes second. And the minute you start understanding that, you're going to get wealthy. Now, here's the key. Tonight, I'm going to talk about strategy, not sales. You don't have to worry about me pushing something down your throat. You don't have to worry about me persuading you or, forcing you to make any decisions. What I'm talking about tonight is so basic that if you don't understand that if you don't have a game plan for your money, somebody else does, then I can go to bed at night knowing that I did my job and I was just trying to just open up your eyes a little bit to where you may be spending wrong. Now, why can I say that? Well, you're looking at a guy, me personally, that retired when I was only 22 years old. I worked out of my house for the past 20 years, okay? And I want you guys to understand this is after going to Morehouse College, after getting my degree in English, after graduating in 4 years. I hit the glass ceiling in corporate America really early. And then I learned at an early age, they say if you walk into a building every day that you don't own, then you're building somebody else's dreams. And I wanted to build my dreams. So y'all might want to write that down. If you walk into a building every day that you don't own, you're actually building somebody else's dreams. You're actually being leveraged to make somebody else wealthy. Nothing wrong with that. Great. Nothing wrong with a job. You never hear me bash a job, but I just want you to keep your job in perspective. So with that being said, I actually lost my first $1 million in my 20s because I didn't understand the things I'm showing you tonight. That's right. I earned 7 figures after being a broke college student. I went from 3 figures every 2 weeks to 4 figures a week to 5 figures a month. I was making more money in 1 month from home than my job was paying me all year. You start making $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in a month and your job paying you that every 12 months. You're like, peace out, right? So it didn't even take $10,000 a month for me to say peace out. Well, my point, you guys, is no matter how much money I made, I didn't have a strategy. So I didn't have $1 million I didn't have $1 million to show for it in my 20s. I'm like, where did they go? Taxes, poor spending habits, not investing. I'm not even really a frivolous kind of person. It's just that you got to remember, if you don't have a game plan for your money, somebody else does. So luckily, when I recovered in my 30s, I was young enough to make this stupid mistake once. I said, it's not going to happen again. So I started a movement of people, and I'm going to show you guys how to increase your income by an extra digit. Now, here's how. Write down this formula. Cash, asset, cash. You got to take some cash. You got to buy, build, or grow an asset, and that asset generates more cash. If you don't have assets generating cash, you'll always have to work for your money. You have to at some point say, okay, what's the asset that I have that's going to keep bringing me money when I decide I don't want to work anymore? So hence our 369 financial transformation. See, hence. So I got a little English degree. I might as well use a word or two whenever I can. Hence the 369 financial transformation. Within 3 days, we're going to show you guys how to increase your cash flow. There's a big difference between income and cash flow. I'll explain that in a second. Within 6 weeks, you're going to start earning bonuses if you choose. You don't have to, but if you choose to refer our membership, you can earn bonuses every single week. I've seen 5-figure weeks due to the need or the desire for people to want more information, get the membership, and you can earn some serious income from home. And then within 9 months, man, you guys need to be investing. I don't care if it's $100 a month that you need to be putting aside towards something that's going to change your financial future. So you would think with all this education I'm going to give you, let the air out of the balloon right now. It's not $600. It's not $300. It's not $500. It's not $1,200. Guess what? It's not even $100. Can I stop now? Look, it's not even $50. This is where it just get comical. Because I don't want you guys to be like my friends, man. Like a lot of my friends just don't get it. It's $34.95 a month for a membership. A membership that gives you the strategies we teach, the software I'm going to show you guys to implement the strategies. We give you guys the system, the reporting systems, the commission checks, the website, and everything you need to run the strategies. And then that leads to your financial success. Now, I'm going to show you what's in the membership. But if that was not enough, I want you to think about it like this. The $34.95 a month is tax deductible. So at the end of the year, you're lowering your taxable income by opening a home-based business so the government can tax you less because you use the $34.95 times 12 to generate more money. So that's called a tax deduction. So that's number one. Let the government pay for your business. Number two, it's $1.17 a day. So I'm going to assume most people watching me right now, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're actually on the live webinar, you're over 18 years old. If you still frown at $1.17 a day for the rules of the wealthy and some things that you never learned in school, you might need to go ahead and hang up the webinar. I'm just being straight with you. Like, we're not looking for everybody. This isn't, I'm not Mr. Prove It to You. I'm not looking for Mr. and Mrs. Skeptic. I'm looking for Mr. and Mrs. You know what? I've been looking for what people really do with money and how they make it grow. $34.95, the education is yours. I'm not looking for Mr. and Mrs. Can I cancel at any time? Of course you can. We don't want your money. You can cancel as soon as you sign up. But I'm not looking for a person who's looking to quit before they even get started. I'm just telling you that because that's a conversation I had with a friend of mine the other day. She asked me, now, Brian, I like the membership, but at what point can I cancel? I said, well, at what point do you want to start making money? The day you decide you're wealthy, then cut the $34.95. But if an apple create seeds that go into the ground, that plant more trees, that create more apples, that create more seeds, that go into the ground and create more trees. That's like asking me, at what point do I cut my tree down? At what point do you want to stop bearing fruit? See, people don't understand wealth because you never been taught wealth. If you're asking about the $34.95 like it's a bill, please don't ever go out to eat again. This is like, it's a joke. I'm going to show you how to make more money on this webinar than $34.95. So make a decision right now. Look, I'm ready to rock and roll. Teach me. Here we go. So within the membership, how about this? Identity theft protection to the tune of $1 million as an insurance policy. These days, everybody's getting your identity, your fingerprints, your social, credit card numbers. Technology is great, but it's also easy access to information. But what about $1 million policy that comes with our membership in case anybody ever steals your identity until you get all the stuff worked out? You're not struggling financially. What about identity theft protection? We have something called key logging that we put on your computer. So your passwords and different things are encrypted, protected, and covered, bank account information, the whole nine. What about discounted legal services, right? For some reason, people always think about crime. I don't need that. I'm not going to get in any trouble. I'm like, first of all, there's a ton of people that said they'd never get in trouble. But we're talking about, like, what about your trust fund? What about if you ever need a lawyer for a patent or something that you're trying to do in business, or you need a letter, some advice, or, you need lawyers for all kinds of different things so that you can make more money with your money and keep money. So don't always think criminal when it comes to discounted legal services. You may want to actually patent something one day or get your trust fund for your grandchildren. You need those kind of things taken care of at a discount. So it's pretty cool. Identity theft protection, credit counseling and consultation, all kinds of cool things. Why? Because the membership allows it. That's why. Now, let me show you something real quick here. Let's see. The chat room is blowing up. I see y'all in the chat room making it happen. Keep on chatting. This is powerful. Thank you in the chat room. I see you in the chat room. I see you on Facebook. I don't see your comments, but I see all you guys. I appreciate it. So here we go. This is called cash flow management. Now, this is strategy number 1. We're going to take some cash and we're going to snowball the same amount, that small amount of cash into a bigger amount of cash by doing what? Creating positive cash flow. Now, here's the difference. Income is measured in dollars. Now, your cash flow is measured in time. I want you guys to write that down. Income is measured in dollars, but cash flow is measured in time. Now, what does that mean? Well, you can make $1 million a year, but if your expenses are $2 million, your cash flow is 6 months. You see? Because you only got $1 million worth of income, but your bills are $2 million annually. So you're broke by June. You see, you can't even make it from the 50-yard line to the 100-yard line because you broke by the time you got to the 50-yard line because your money ran out. Your cash flow is tight. Now, you can take a person that's making 80 grand a year and their bills are 40 grand a year. They got 2 football fields. You see what I'm saying? In other words, their cash flow is 2 years. See, cash flow is a time piece. It's not a money piece. So most Americans try to fix their problems with income. I need a part-time job. I need to go back to school. I'm like, no, you need to lower your taxes. You need to get out of debt. That cash flow automatically comes back into your house. So the first thing we do is we look at a form called your W-4. The person that put you on this webinar is going to show you a form called a W-4. That's the form you filled out when you first got your job. I'll show you in a second how that works. Once you adjust your W-4, now that you have a home-based business, you get what are called more exemptions. See, the government rewards you for having a home-based business. The check on your job then increases. Now, when the check on your job increases, as long as you're keeping good records and showing the government that you have a home-based business, then the government says, okay, you need more cash flow. We put it in your paycheck. Now get out of debt. Use the tax dollars to pay off your debt, pay off your credit cards, pay off your student loans, pay off your mortgage faster. Then we use that money, lower your expenses. We use that money to show other people how to do it. Then we use that money to start investing. So with a small decrease in taxes, instead of sending your car note, let's say $330, you send them the old $330 plus the new $300, send them $630. Now the car note is gone in 14 months instead of 60. Now the car note is gone, take the new $630, put that on your mortgage. So your mortgage was $1,100, you send them $1,700, you cut into the interest. Now the mortgage, the house is paid off in 11 years instead of 30. You see, 9 years instead of 15. What you're doing now, you're getting your money back from the entities that took it from you. See, before I move on, let me make sure this is clear. Make no mistake about it, guys. Your 2 biggest expenses are your taxes and your debt. Those are your 2 biggest expenses. It's not eating out. It's not, fellas, it's not your wife. I know she may spend a little more than you like, but she's not the problem, okay? Until you tell Uncle Sam to get out of your pocket, you'll always struggle. And until you tell the banks to quit hitting you over the head with interest, you'll never have enough money to invest. So you got to stop passing that curse on to your children. So we snowball the tax dollars into the debt. Look at your expenses, lower those. Take all 3 of those, show people how to lower their taxes, debt, and expenses, which increases their cash flow, which gives you bonus checks every week, residual checks every month. Then we take all 4 of those and invest them into an asset and create a 5th stream of income. See, those are true streams of income, not puddles of income. A lot of people say they got streams, they got puddles. Big difference. Now look at this form on your screen right now. It says, where does your refund come from? It comes from your wallet or purse when you tell the government when you tell your employer how much to withhold from your paycheck. Let me say that again. This is from the IRS.gov website. Brian Bean did not make this up. All I did was take this 10 years ago. They had this up over 10 years ago, and they said your refund comes from your wallet or purse. Now, I told you guys earlier, my degree is in English. I went to Morehouse College here in Atlanta, Georgia, got my English degree. So it's one thing I did learn is prefixes, okay? Re means again, Anytime you read something, you're doing it again. And fund means money. So a tax refund is simply your money again. The government takes your money invested all year, give you no interest on the money they made, and give you a percentage of your money back in the form of a refund. And we celebrate. We go, yay, my CPA is awesome. Why don't you get your money during the year instead of letting inflation eat it up? Because inflation is happening every day. Why don't you eat into the interest rates of your credit cards and student loans and car note and mortgage, bring all that money back into the house? Oh, let me just say this. For the average refund, that's about $40 a week too much. I'm going to let the government tell you. It says here, for the average refund, that's about $40 a week too much. You might be using the extra withholdings as a forced savings method, but Uncle Sam does not pay interest on refunds. Putting the money in any type of savings account or paying down debts might be a better option. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but what I do know is that Uncle Sam just said the same thing I said 5 minutes ago. Putting the money in any type of savings account or paying down debts may be a better option. So why are you giving the government too much money and then allowing you to give some of it back? But you know one thing we say at our organization? It's your money. You can do what you want. We're just telling you what to do differently. So that's strategy 1. We're going to increase your cash flow by creating 5 income streams and bringing you from negative to positive. Now, strategy 2 is simple. You can share this business with others and show them how their lifestyle can create tax deductions, because some of the things you're already doing, the government will give you a tax deduction for, like your cell phone bill. If you have a home-based business, that's tax deductible. A percentage of your square footage, a percentage of your mileage, a percentage of your meals, a percentage of your entertainment, a percentage of your travel, a percentage of your transportation, right? People say, Brian, what's the difference? Travel is when you go out of town. Transportation is when you're in town. You get to write all this stuff off. So if you're already doing these things anyway, you have to eat, check. I have to have internet, check. I have to have a cell phone, check. I have to have entertainment, barbecue, Super Bowl party, fight party, whatever company over, check. Then why aren't you using that to lower your taxes? Oh, because you don't have a 1099 that allows you to do that. So this slide shows you save about $225 a week. Pretty serious. They say the average person saves between $600 and $900 a month in taxes if you have a home-based business. The only way to legitimate your home-based business is to keep excellent records. So what you're looking at here is our mobile app that comes with your membership. You download the mobile app to your cell phone. So now you enter your expenses, your income, all year long. Take 5 minutes, just pick up your phone, take a picture of your receipts. They upload to your cloud. Now all your records are kept. So for example, if you went to Red Lobster, the date you went, you spent $35.17. You drove 54 miles. By the way, your Myecon $34.95 is tax deductible. So it's a monthly maintenance fee. And then let's say next month, your check was $1,800. Myecon bonus check. So you're just keeping your cell phone records, taking pictures of your receipts, entering your income, right? It takes 2 or 3 minutes a day. And then now all this automatically goes to a spreadsheet because your cell phone communicates with your website and it automatically goes to a spreadsheet. You export the spreadsheet in Excel, email that to your CPA. All your expenses are in. If you ever get audited, here are all the receipts. Here are all the pictures of the receipts. And now your business is legit. It's not a hobby. You're making a legitimate attempt to gain a profit. Expenses on this side, revenue on this side. Here's a nice little balance sheet, all the records. The government says, cool, good job, right? So you guys have to understand, you can't just get in the business for the tax deductions, right? You keep your records, make a legitimate attempt to gain a profit in your business. A lot of you guys will have a tremendous profit in your business. It'll just blow you away. And now you're lowering your taxes legally, ethically, and morally because the government says you can. So I had the honor of getting, I was one of the first individuals, I think the first individual to earn a 5-figure check in 1 week. And it's all because I just educate a lot of people. Like tonight's webinar, like we're not charging you for this stuff. This is information that you know somebody who knows somebody who needs this information. You and I know it, right? There's plenty of people in debt don't know what to do with it. Plenty of people with the retirement not sure if it's gonna work. They're gonna have to come out of retirement. Plenty of people every day who need an extra $500 that we can get over here just like that. So I want you guys to understand that the residual check that we earn, see, the bonuses are cool because you earn $25. We'll show you how to earn $25 for every referral. But the residual check, man, let me tell you guys something. You got residual bills. Why aren't you getting residual checks? Have you ever thought about that? Every time a bill comes, shouldn't a check come? Most people try to pay residual bills with linear checks. That's why it doesn't work. Every time a bill comes, a check should pay it. So here's what we do. We give you $3, $5, or $8 for every $34.95 every month, whether you're responsible for introducing the person or not. Now, you don't have to introduce the business. In fact, a lot of our millionaires, they didn't even really excel at the referral part of the business. But this is for people who want the $25 bonuses for referring people they don't even know. This is for people who want $3, $5, or $8 per month, per person, whether you knew the person or not. So on the slide you see here on the screen, let me show you how this works. If one person gets one person, you got two people. If two people get one person, you got four. If four get one, you got 8. This is called the power of one. One who gets one, who gets one, who gets one, who gets one. The 8th wonder of the world is compound interest. This is what compound interest looks like in the one to get one to get one to get one scenario. Once it duplicates 13 times, you have 4,000 people in your organization. At $8 a piece, that's $32,000 a month that you're earning in residual income. $32,000. Now, I want to make sure this is perfectly clear. If you're earning $32,000 a month and that's just one person who told one person, who told one person, who told one person, and it went down 13 levels, do you guys know if you want to start that process all over again, just tell one more person? In other words, this is one organization where you can generate $32,000 a month. Now, this is just theoretical. People say, Brian, they're always showing the big numbers. Okay. Slice 32,000 in half. Are you mad at me if you get 16,000 a month coming in? I don't think so. Slice 16 in half. I tell you to go up, you go down. I tell you to go left, you go right. You don't do nothing I teach you. $8,000 a month coming in residually. Are you mad at me? Slice $8,000 a month in half. $4,000 a month coming in residually. Are you mad at me? Slice $4,000 a month. You see what I'm saying? Like, make the number whatever you want. I'm just showing you we don't live in a perfect world, right? One is not gonna get one who get one perfectly. But all I'm saying is this beats the job I had. And this will beat any job where you can raise your kids from home, pick them up from the bus, take them to school, have a retirement, travel the world. I don't know the ages of the different people watching, but I do know residual income encompasses all age groups, all demographics, and it pays well. Okay? So these are some of my colleagues with their bonus checks. You know, it feels good to help people all over the country earn residual income and bonus checks on a weekly basis. And we get paid so many different ways, it'll just scare you. Okay? So the membership has its privileges. We have other products like the online shopping mall inside the membership, where we have partnerships with PetSmart and Target and Walmart and Macy's. And, you know, you just pull up your check every month and you see all this shopping that's going on from all your members, plane tickets, restaurants, you name it. If they purchase it, you get a percentage. It just feels good to be in a position where you can win, 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 win. So with that being said, I need you guys to do me a favor. It's $34.95. Please text the person that put you on this webinar and just text the keyword, or if you're on Facebook, inbox the word $34.95. They're going to give you some quick instructions, which will give you a link basically to get your username and password so you can start downloading the software, so you can start learning income shifting, so you can start learning how to invest wholesale. We don't invest your money for you, but we teach you how investments work. I tell people we teach you basically two things: terminology and perspective. Once you understand the perspective of an investor and you can start seeing through the lens of people who are trying to sell you investments, then you never get you never be discouraged again. You never get discouraged because this person seems smarter than you. Y'all will be on the same page because Myecon associates know the perspective of investing. And then we teach you terminology, right? What's an IPO? What's pre-IPO? What's secondary market? What's the difference between a bond, a bill, and a note? What's tax deductible? What's tax deferred? What's tax exempt? What do those things mean, right? So what's taxable? What's the worst form of taxation? So we teach you the terminology. So now you can know what to do with your money, where not to put it. Why don't you want a cash equivalent, right? Why do you want a municipal bond? How do you sign up or get a mini emergency started? So now you got all your terminology together. You got the right perspective and all that for $34.95. So it doesn't make any sense for you not to text the person that put you on this webinar or inbox the person, $34.95. Get your link. I do these every Thursday in the month of May. I'll be right here. Same time, same station. This is being recorded. I'm helping as many people as I can attain financial freedom. All right. My name is Brian Bean. I'll see you guys in the magazines. Get your membership tonight. Remember, money talks, but wealth whispers.